It's a hollow container used to give shape to molten or hot liquid material when it cools and hardens, okay? So it made me think about, like we're molded, right? And we were molded, at least in my past, right? I was molded by the enemy through all of this pain and abuse. And I think there comes a point where your heart starts to become hard, right? So we either come to Christ and we allow him to change us and remold us, right? Or we continue to walk with the enemy, and eventually, I've seen it, our hearts become hard and they get harder and harder. So essentially, the enemy is molding us with the things that we've gone through. The sin, like another person's sin, right, against us, defiles us. This definition of defile says the land was defiled by a previous owner. So like me, I was defiled by a previous owner, right? So like my parents owned their own sin. They owned their own pain that they chose to never deal with, right? And so that defiled me and spread to me because of the way then they treated me. And then I can, when that's undealt with, spread that to my daughter. And that's the generational patterns, right? Or curses that continue. So we continue to spread this mold or this sin to one another until somebody deals with it. Says in Matthew 15, those things which proceed out of the mouth come from the heart, and they defile a man. So the things in our heart come out through our mouths, through our actions, and that is what defiles us, right? And then starts to defile another person. Defiling is to corrupt the purity or perfection of something, a person. It violates us, makes us physically unclean, especially when with something unpleasant or contaminating, sin. Violates the sanctity of and dishonors us. The verb defile has a number of uses that are all variations of the idea of making something unclean or impure. These meanings echo the words Middle English and Anglo-French ancestry, where defilement is connected to figurative and literal trampling. And I was talking about the pearls to swine, right? Don't give the good parts of yourself. Don't give up what God wants to give you for people who are going to be trampling on everything that's good about you, that are going to be trampling on everything about you, right? You don't want to give up everything that's yours or could be yours to swine who don't appreciate it and who don't even want it, right? Because, which means, all right, so the ultimate Anglo-French root is fuller or faller, to oppress, or literally to full, to trample underfoot. So all of this is, see, there's connections with everything we've been talking about. So this mold, the defiling, specifically defiling mold, and then defile, meaning to trample underfoot or to oppress. The story we read about Lance and his dad and how everybody was covering up everything for him, and that was spreading, right? That darkness was spreading to those children. So all of this is like, there's all these pieces starting to click and come together.